What is going on, guys? This is your main man Ben here. Early birthday present arrived today, and we are going to review the Zoom F1 LP. So there's a good deal right now happening in Zoom website. So I decided to get myself into going back on vlogging and doing some awesome reviews, especially in cars. I have a new car that I bought last November, and I want to put out and contribute to the car industry, re-upping that audio gig that we got. I am going to invest in this one, and I'll show you why it's worth getting this piece of device. Let's get it. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna unbox this Zoom F1 field recorder. I know it's a little bit of an old device, but I have my reasons of getting this recorder. Let's do this. Okay, it's boxy. Typical Zoom things, man. And what you got there is the actual recorder in plastic, the actual instructions, lapel mics. Okay, so in the box itself, included items, it says F1 lapel mic right here, belt clip right here. What else? Extra battery, lapel mic holder right there. See here. So this is the Zoom lapel mic. I like this. We'll see about this quality later on. I was wondering because it says there's two of them. I only see one so far. And voila, look at this handy thing, man. Look at this beautiful thing. So lapel mic, headphones for monitoring, and it looks like almost the same build as my Zoom H6 Black version. And I believe this is where you remove the thing on the top. That way you can put the proprietary, what do you call this? Here it is. So I'm going to use this a 32 gigabyte SD card since it doesn't accept more than 32 gigabytes. That's what we're going to use. Quickly, we're going to weigh this in real quick for the unit. .252 pounds. That is the weight for this one. 0.252 pounds. Quickly, I want to get a quick comparison. That's why the reason I got this, and I want to give you that quick hit for the H6. And this is my black version of the Zoom H6. .634 pounds. This without any of this attachment, no batteries in the back, which takes 4 AA batteries. Yep. This one takes 2 AAA battery in this side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be really careful with this because it's very flimsy. That's one of the most hyped up bad reviews of this unit is the battery compartment. It's very flimsy. It's being held by 2 plastic in here, which is the main connector, the metal thing that goes to the battery. So you got to have this cover regardless of what you do because of this wire. But the problem is this locking mechanism up here keeps on breaking on people. I took the gamble because I really wanted this device, and we'll see if it's going to pay off. And the locking thing is going to be on this side, which you have to press and do that. So I hope it holds. I've seen a couple of hacks that they did to make this thing stayed on its place. But other than that, guys, I'll show you why I picked this over other ones. Now, given I owned the Zoom H6 for quite some time, I have this XY Capsule, which is a 10-pin proprietary of the Zoom lineup. Now, I want to utilize this since, you know, the portability of this audio recorder is one of its beauty is, aside from the XLR, it can have phantom power. This one right here is very versatile. Now, I can use this for the F1. I'll show you real quick. Let's remove this. And only thing you have to do is remove the top, like what we did a while ago. And plug this in here. Voila, just like that. You have a small H6, which is crazy. If you even combine this, you know, the length of it, look at this, the length of it, you still have a bigger device, which is the H6. So you see the difference, guys, even with the attachment. So, you know, I don't want to lug this around and put this in my belt. The H6, as amazing as it is, this one will make your life a little bit more, you know, easier. You know, I don't think it's the best quality of them all, but you still have that dedicated volume thing that you can use here. And, you know, you can adjust this for 120 degrees and 90 degrees. You know, it's beautiful X and Y capsule. Just, you know, on prompto interviews, you can just, you know, talk and leave it there. Not too loose, not too tight, enough. It's pretty secure, guys. Next up is we're going to put the battery. This is the one that is troublesome for real, but I have my reasons of buying this device. Okay, let's see how it goes. So there's actually a mark in here that says negative and then positive. So positive. So it's spring loaded, guys. Most likely that's the reason why that some batteries are thicker than the others, and it pushes extra pressure going up, snapping this little plastic hinge. And this they provide is the Maxwell alkaline. Okay, DC5 charger in here, and I was hoping that I can buy a rechargeable battery and just leave it there and you know, just charge it by this. So we eliminate that problem, because a lot of people are using gaff tape in here, or other people I've seen they went a Ziploc all the way down here around the unit and just slide it up to secure the battery compartment, because the device will not run without any power. Now you can use a battery power bank to power it up, but you know, you voided the capability of this thing that is wireless. That's the beauty of this field recorders. Now we have the battery in. We're gonna put the 32 gigabyte SD card. So after we have set it up, guys, they have provided at least 3 foam filters for the lavalier microphones, which is nice. It really does help to cut off any of those airiness or plosives. Definitely plosives. The best ones has those dead cats, which look like this for the big ones, but we're going to concentrate on the foam pads that they have provided. So far, what I can tell is the tip of it is metal, and it has this contour side where you put the clip so that you don't need to get some stickers or whatever your purpose is, clip to your bride or groom. Zoom provided that one, and it looks pretty sturdy. Little bit grip in here, some little dots, and we put the foam pad or foam pelter on the top, just like this. Whoops, that fell. And this is pretty long cable. It looks like it's a proprietary thing that has a locking mechanism in here. I've seen this a lot on higher models like Sennheiser's, some aftermarket brands. Put that on the line in. Hear that snap. Securely locks in, and this is how it looks like. Once again, the pin on the back. You can put your belt in here in the middle of this metal. It then goes beyond here or on top, because this is metal. You can wear it in your belt upside like this. You should be good. Now, headphones for monitoring. If you have a 3.5 millimeter jack, you can put it in here and monitor your sound quality. Let us give this a shot. So what we have right now, guys, is the actual Rode Video Micro that I've been using for several years now. And I have the Zoom F1 hooked up. You can see that in there. And that would be the micro. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive and see the difference for, hopefully car review soon and other things, fun things that we can do. Whereas my driver's license and car keys, of course. You can hear that. I can hear it. But we'll see. That amazing sound. That amazing sound indeed. There is also a hold button in this Zoom, just in case. That way you don't accidentally turn it off. And hold it to where it's supposed to. So I engage the hold button and see if it'll do its thing. Let's see if we can go through on that sound, man. It's really different perspective when you have a sound like that, which you can immerse. I like sounds a lot, I'll be honest with you, but let's check this out. So the difference between, I just want to hear this. Hopefully we're gonna immerse later. The difference mainly is that the audio quality would be solid here because it's closer to the source, which is my voice and my mouth, whereas the line of sight of the shotgun is just right there. But turn off the AC, turn off mic placement is really critical here, so I'm gonna put it on my right side of the chest because it's rubbing on the left side of the sleeves on. Pretty interesting, man. So this is going to be the driving, vlogging side. So far, I had this car, bought it November of 2028. It's a 2023 model. I have put 3,442 miles in it. You can hear a little rattle because of this guy right here. I have a controller on top. But other than that, we're gonna quickly go get a spin. And I'm gonna hung on my neighbor. He's a pretty good guy. I like him. You gotta like your neighbor, right? All of them. Well, unfortunately, not all of them. Crazy lady. Sorry, Karen. It's crazy. Yeah. So far, I can tell it's gonna pick up a lot of ambient noise. The microphone, the lavalier, is an omnidirectional microphone. So in the settings on the Zoom F1, I had the input level at mid plus. I don't want to go crazy around later. I don't know how much of the road noise you can pick up now, but I can hear it in my headphones. It's pretty nice that you can immerse yourself properly. Now, you're going to be a little bit conscious when you do audio. Since I have done audio for like different works, I did podcasting every week with guests, without guests. Mainly it's one-man channel podcast. I have done narration. I have finished 3 audiobooks. So I have a good background on what's happening with my audio. Now, one thing I can tell you for audio monitoring, especially for live streaming and recording even so, is that you have an actual thing that's happening. You have to wear headphones for your monitoring. That way you know if it's clipping, unnecessary noise in the background, if it's annoying, you know. There's a lot of variances that you got to be a little bit more aware, since there will be recordings at times that it's not going to be re-recorded. It's only one time. Now I got some nice red Honda Civic there. But other than that, we're gonna make our rounds. So far, I know what I can use with this microphone, man. I mean, not microphone, but the recorder itself. We're gonna try the XY Capsule later. So one thing is for sure, one thing is new for me, is the wearing of this lavalier microphone is kind of a little bit more not conscious, because I used to use a lot of shotgun mics, so I need to be in line of sight of that direction, pointing where the shotgun mic is directing. This one right here, the microphone is omnidirectional. So omnidirectional is using all of the locations surrounding the capsule of the microphone. So putting it in the chest, picking up that voice naturally is the nicest choice that you got. But yep, I can almost guarantee you that road noise though. It's running on OEM tires. They said they don't like it. A lot of people said it's not a nice tire, but you know, if you're not running a sports car and it's an all-season tire, especially on a county that has a snow, then I wouldn't be complaining a lot. You can hear that turn signal. If it picks it up. I like about the nice car, man, new car, keyless entry. I've been using keys in the ignition for as far as I can remember. This is a first car that I own with a push, start push, and not to mention remote start. It spoils you, especially on winter. We're gonna park now. and see what we got. So what we're gonna do right now, guys, is we're going to test out the XY Capsule that I have been using on my Zoom H6. Now, I'll be honest with you, the only time I use this, since I'm on base on studio in my podcast, is to use the auxiliary 3.5 input in here. And if you're podcasting, you can use this as a sound bank where you can introduce it to your audio file. So if you have two microphones, for example, hook up in your H6, you can use this as a connection to your phone so that you can introduce sound in your podcast. But other than that, I found out that this is a pretty good quality if you want to check out some quick run and gun interviews, since it's X and Y, it's pointing out like crisscross. And if you try to do some sound stuff in Engine, or if you're doing nature stuff that you want to capture those raw, awesome sound in natures, fantastic. On this test, we got a foam and a dead cat that we can put on top of this one. That way it kills those wind noise. On this test, we're going to use this just in case. We're going to do some engine stuff and see if you can hear the difference or nice stuff that it brings to the table. Okay, so what we got right now, we got a little bit of wind action. You can see the furry thing, the dead cat, is moving and is doing its job. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try to see if we can get a nice sound out of this using the Zoom F1 field recorder. Yeah, let's check it out. Now this is going to be the one without the engine bay opened. So we're going to utilize the remote start feature. So I'm going to point it out on this side. And what we're going to do next is we are going to open up the engine bay. Pretty neat feature. So when you open up the engine bay, auto start automatically turns off. So I don't know if this is going to work out. So what I did right now, I engaged the no hold side. That way it's going to be quite accurate. So what I found out is that remote start will not kick in if the hood is open. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave the recorder inside and see what happens. I don't think it's a good idea though, but we're going to see if it works. So that should give us a good test on how this dead cat is going to be impacting the quality of the audio. So we're back on the audio of this thing right here, the Zoom F1 and the XY Capsule. And like what I said, we get a little wind, which is amazing. I hope the audio is going to be good. So let's start with the statement. That's why there is no one tool can perform every single job. Every specific job has its own specific tools. Same goes when you fix cars. You cannot use United States tools to the European cars because it's just a different sizing, different stuff. I don't know why they did that. But same exact things for microphones or any of these audio devices that we got. Lavalier mics, strengths are freedom to move while talking, like what we're doing right now. If you're demonstrating, for example, this headphones, you don't have to be in the line of sight. You can just move around without losing any of that clarity or, voice stuff that typically a shotgun mic cannot catch when you turn around on the source. Second, normal radio frequency interference, like this one. This is a Bluetooth headphones. If this is close to a wireless transmitter, it will caught up. It'll make that kind of annoying voice like that, or sound like that. What do I mean voice? Sound like that. It's interference. It's bad if you're paid person to do a specific wedding and you caught those things. It's kind of not good to do that, because if you don't have a backup, you don't want that memories of them to be hearing that interference. Third, very strong backup source. Once again, it's a true run and gun legend. I'll put that as one of its strengths. And last but not the least is utilizing the 10-pin proprietary tools for the Zoom ecosystem. So you can use the stuff that I have in my H6 to the F1. Now the weaknesses, oh man, I cannot stress it. The battery cover is bad. I hope no one will break their Zoom F1 on their most recent purchase. I hope I don't break mine. Second would be the SD card capacity, 32 gigabytes. It's not that much. That being said, it's 4 years old technology. I don't know why you cap it out to a 32 gigabytes capacity, but I kind of understand. Looking onto my photography background, the only upside on that one is that you running out of space, you're forced to change the card. Now, if you change the card, if you go overseas or on site, that file is going to be saved because you're going to be reloading another 32 gigabytes. Now, if that 32 gigabytes right there is gets corrupted, hopefully not, knock on the wood, then you have that other files there, which is more, less of a hassle and all that stuff. But it's that, workflow. You got that, you're forced to change that SD card. And last but not the least, the weakness, arguably 32-bit float. I'm not on that wagon yet because I don't think I need it. Mainly I don't go, field recording and just start recording and don't care about limiting stuff and all that, because my main work is here in the studio for audio gig, audibles, and podcasting. So I got my little pod track here, and I got my Zoom H6, and if I go outside, then I can have a little bit more fidelity on audio stuff. Where it shines, the F1 shines on studio environment like this. That being said, it's omnidirectional, the microphone, so it absorbs every single noise that it has surrounding the capsule, like this light. Hear that? It's the fan from the light. You really can't do anything about it, but it's there. Maybe it's not gonna be there because I'm gonna edit this audio right now. Yep, it's not there anymore. So it's kind of like, how you edit it, how post-process how much you want to put into it, or you want to leave it as is. But other than that, vlogging environment, it's a mixed bag. I'm not going to use this on every vlogging environment. No way. That Video Micro is amazing in its own right, and this is amazing as well. Like what I said, specific tool for specific jobs. But other than that, it's amazing for vlogging if you're like explaining, once again, demonstrating at the same time without losing any clarity on the audio. Would I recommend this F1? Absolutely. It's another tool in the bag. You can have extra weapons in your armada, which you can utilize for more content creation and expand that creativity. For the price, $139 right now, I think it's a steal for what it gives. The unit itself, the microphone, the clip, everything. $139, I think you would need to get this one if you do such stuff like what we mentioned. And also the added flexibility of your content creation is much more improved, since you have another tool that you can utilize in case of that projects or clientele and all that stuff. You know how awesome it is if you have one more, audio recorder that you can hook up to your bride or the groom, have them both, and then you still have those external microphones. I mean, it's redundancy, it's awesome, especially on paid gigs. But other than that, guys, I hope I was able to pitch in. Always remember, God is good all the time. Thanks for watching.